Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
You won't find him going far in his career, and he isn't one to talk big either. He likes things that look good and are tidy, but he doesn't have the fire or motivation to work hard for professional success. If you wait for him to take bold steps or climb the ladder, you'll end up disappointed. He's more likely to do just enough to get by and avoid tough fights.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is much more likely to break down than bounce back. Stressful times or any drama at the office can really get to him, causing him to become upset or even withdraw completely. Instead of staying calm and finding a way through, he might lose his cool or quietly pull away and avoid dealing with the problem.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work will find him polite and gentle, so he's not one to get into fights or arguments. He's respectful, follows the rules, and doesn't cause drama with others. However, because he tends to keep to himself and is not very outgoing or warm, he might not make many close friends at work.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he probably won't show much pride, but he's unlikely to feel jealous or insecure either. He tends to keep his feelings bottled up and doesn't put a lot of energy into competing or comparing. He'll let you shine, but from a distance, calmly and quietly.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is not likely to resent you or feel deeply insecure if you earn more than him. He is not driven by competition or the urge to be on top, so your higher earnings won't sting his pride. If anything, he might just accept things as they are and carry on with his own routine.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money in a careful and organized way. He likes things neat and under control, so you'll find he prefers saving or planning rather than buying things on impulse. You probably won't worry about sudden debts or careless shopping with him.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and prefers to keep things simple and manageable. You won't see him pretending to be richer than he is or trying to impress others with expensive things. What you see is what you get. He won't put on a show or make financial promises he can't keep.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's not the open handed and warm hearted type. When it comes to both money and feelings, he tends to be reserved and careful. Don't expect big displays of care or excitement. He thinks more about staying safe and organized.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's likely to be straightforward about money, but not overly talkative or sharing about it. He keeps things organized and clear, so you probably won't face tricky surprises or sneaky habits. He isn't controlling about money, but may quietly keep track of things and stick to routines.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that housework should be done properly, but he may quietly expect routines to be followed rather than actively sharing the load. He likes things orderly and might even have strong opinions on how things should be cleaned or arranged. However, he isn't forceful or bossy about it.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to help by watching or giving suggestions rather than rolling up his sleeves and getting his hands dirty. He prefers things to be done a certain way and may quietly point out how he wants things arranged, but won't rush to do the hard or messy chores himself. Gentle guidance and clear requests can help, but don't expect him to take charge without being asked.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He doesn't have the energy or drive to argue just to prove he's right, but he also might not put much effort into truly understanding your side. If you share your feelings or opinions, he's likely to listen quietly without much pushback. He prefers to avoid conflict and will keep things polite, sometimes by simply withdrawing instead of having a proper discussion.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he is more likely to stay respectful than to say hurtful things or act aggressive. He feels his emotions strongly but tends to keep them inside and avoid big confrontations. You won't see yelling or harsh words. His way of handling anger is by staying silent or distant.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get upset or angry quite quickly, often over small things like things not being in order or plans changing suddenly. This isn't the type of anger that turns into shouting or throwing things, but he does become moody, withdrawn, or irritable with little warning. It's important not to ignore this as a red flag.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to openly say sorry or take responsibility when something goes wrong. Instead of apologizing, he may go silent or pull away, making it seem like the problem is just hanging in the air. If taking ownership and honest apologies matter to you, know that you may not get much of that from him.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understand when you say no. He is polite and careful not to push or force anyone, so you can trust that he won't cross the line if you set a clear limit. Even if he may not always express his feelings openly, you won't need to worry about him ignoring your wishes or pressuring you. He would rather step back and give you space than make you uncomfortable.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of asking you how you feel or just moving on, he may get quiet, feel a bit hurt inside, or withdraw emotionally for a while. He doesn't lash out or get angry, but he can become sensitive and start doubting himself.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He is respectful and values keeping things polite. So he won't use intimate details to hurt or embarrass you later. You won't have to worry about him sharing your private life with others or bringing it up in arguments to shame you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to be faithful and not easily distracted by other women. His calm, reserved nature means he rarely seeks out excitement or attention from others, and he values routine and comfort over chasing new romantic adventures. You won't have to worry about him flirting or being drawn to other women. You'll find he prefers to stick with what's familiar and safe.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he isn't really over possessive or controlling. His nature is more quiet and withdrawn. So, jealousy and suspicion aren't things he shows much. You won't find him checking up on you constantly or acting in a bossy way.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective nature doesn't come from wanting to control you. He's more concerned with keeping things in order and sticking to routines, not with bossing you around or limiting your freedom. His care is gentle and respectful, not controlling, so you can feel safe, not suffocated in this relationship.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. While he likes a tidy and orderly home, he isn't one to step up and share responsibilities without being asked. If you want true teamwork, you'll need to clearly express what you need from him.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he may lose his temper quickly, especially if things get disorderly or break the routine. He isn't one to yell fiercely, but his frustration can show up as a sharp tone, tense body language, or him becoming quiet and withdrawn. If you're looking for a calm and understanding parent during tough moments, you'll likely need to step in and smooth things over for the kids.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He may not actively support your role as both a mother and your own person. He respects your space and lets you handle things your way, but doesn't usually offer encouragement or recognize your efforts beyond routine matters. You'll get freedom, but not much support or cheerleading for your personal ambitions.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, you might find yourself worrying about this with him. While he doesn't openly demand things or push you around, his quiet expectations and love for routines can mean that after you have a child, he may quietly expect you to focus more on home and family instead of your career. If you sense his support is half hearted now, it's wise to talk openly before big changes come.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will most likely act polite on the surface with your parents, but real warmth will be hard to find. He has good manners and will follow social rules, so your parents won't find him rude or disrespectful. However, don't expect him to open up, joke around, or build deep bonds with them. He's more likely to quietly expect your family to adjust to him rather than making big efforts to fit into their ways.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he may not handle it calmly and could actually make things worse by withdrawing or becoming moody. He doesn't like tension and might go quiet or avoid talking about what's bothering him, which leaves you to manage the situation by yourself. He won't shout or create big drama, but his stress may come out as coldness or silent frustration at home.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is quite possible with him. At home and with you, he may seem easygoing or modern about your choices, but when it comes to family gatherings or dealing with relatives, he might quietly expect you to follow more traditional ways. He won't demand these things loudly, but you may notice gentle hints or a withdrawn mood if you don't fit in.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will most likely stay out of it rather than actively support you or take sides. He doesn't like getting caught up in emotional drama and prefers avoiding conflict, even if that means letting you handle things yourself. He won't openly side with his family against you, but you may feel alone when facing challenges as he steps back instead of standing by you.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is not openly a mummy's boy, but he also won't easily choose your side in a conflict with his mother. Instead of standing up for you or taking a strong position, he is likely to avoid the situation, go silent, or quietly step back. If you're hoping for clear loyalty and open support, you might find his reluctance disappointing.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He is a quiet and reserved person, keeping personal matters to himself rather than running to others for advice or comfort. You can rely on him not to gossip or break trust, but open communication between you two may take extra effort.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man means your days will be calm and predictable, with routines that rarely change. He is polite and orderly, making sure things run smoothly, but the emotional warmth and excitement can feel missing.